Hi! Welcome to this part of my review featuring the Alien RPG core rulebook. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review featuring this role-playing game based on the popular horror sci-fi franchise, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about more details concerning the life within the space colonies, or life within deep space. The concept of the colonies that was sold to the general public was one of an off-world paradise. While some planets did eventually become just that, they are the product of the blood, sweat and tears of generations of colonists. When it comes to terraforming, this began at home in the 2010s, repairing the Earth's ecosystem from the ravages of war and pollution. The next step was the Moon, where the localized areas were pressurized and transformed. Mars soon followed, and with the advancement of technology, people soon looked for more distant places to colonize. When the Yutani Corporation merged with the Weyland Corp at the start of the 22nd century, terraforming was deemed unprofitable and put to rest. So colonization missions, sending teams to find Earth-like planets, soon began. Over the next 50 years, more and more resources were found on barren worlds along the shifting frontier of space, prompting Weyland Yutani to resurrect terraforming and create a new, fast and dirty form of atmospheric processing. Recycling a 100-year-old ad campaign, Weyland Yutani again boasted they were building better worlds. Terraforming can be a misnomer. It can take decades to transform a planet's ecology, and it doesn't always hold. Most of the worlds undergoing the process will never become Earth-like. They are barren, desolate, and alien places that the processors can only alter enough for man to survive on without a pressure suit. Let's talk about the living quarters in the colonies. In space, you need to find a bed when you are not in stasis. There are several options. When on rotation, as a mining and construction worker, you are often on rotation and therefore do not rate for full quarters. Instead, you bunk in communal sleeping areas called cages. These facilities have stacked levels of meshed enclosures just long enough for a bedroll and tall enough to sit up in. You also have a small locker. Just as on starships, however, showers and toilet facilities are shared. When it comes to long hauls, on military and commercial starship runs, most of your sleep time is done in stasis pods. For personal time while traveling in system, many freighters have a common area with recessed bunks built into the walls. Like the cages, these accommodations can be closed off with blinds or curtains, and can be decorated according to your discerning tastes, or lack thereof. Concerning cramped quarters, on some space stations, populations are high and space is optimized. Don't expect to get too comfortable in such places. The lower levels of stations like Gateway have tight hallways and cramped studio apartments with kitchenettes and bathroom facilities, all in the same small area. When it comes to the Galaxy standard, crew quarters on colony and scientific exploration ships are often more roomy, consisting of a standardized studio area with a small private bathroom. When it comes to luxury accommodations, don't expect to spend too much time in any of this. Lavish to the extreme, these penthouse apartments on starships and stations are sometimes located on a separate module with its own support system, supplies, and even food and drink. In space, generally, function comes before fashion. On the frontier, you dress for success, and here that means practical. Clothing is usually overalls, jumpsuits, leather gloves, bomber jackets, and ball caps, all in muted colors and often decorated with colorful patches and corporate logos. On colder worlds, colonists and explorers wear dark, layered parkas and form-fitting leather aviator helmets or fur-lined build hats with ear flaps. Marshals generally wear blue, gray, or tan utilitarian uniforms, and military personnel, of course, dress in khakis and olive drab. Company reps, of course, will try to look a bit more elegant, wearing gray, navy, and black with white shirts and upturned collars along with skinny ties. Concerning money and identification and credit accounts are linked in the colonies and can be accessed in a variety of ways. Most colonists carry a metal and transparent plastic Prism ID account card that is encoded to the owner's thumbprint. Debits only occur when the proper recipient is holding the card. When it comes to cash, credit accounts constitute the majority of transactions throughout the territories, but life on the frontier can be different. Often a transaction without a record is favorable. Most accepted cash is in denominations set by particular corporations, and their worth goes up and down based on the value of company stock. All debits and credits are measured in and converted to United American dollars, 3 World Imperial Yen, or Union or Progressive Peoples yuan. Bills are available in different denominations, such as 5, 10, 20, 100, 1000, and 10,000. There are no singles. There are variations to all of this, however. You will encounter other currencies such as WY colony dollars or VNAT coins. And in the case of identification, sometimes you need access codes including retina scans, plastic or metal barcoded dog tags, or even barcode tattoos, although these are usually reserved for convicted criminals. This rulebook contains many details and information concerning everyday life within the colonies and beyond, including the typical salaries on the frontier. Base salaries are low because corporations don't want you to own anything, they want to own you. Corporate credit and loans are also available. Frontier employee compensation packages also include living quarters, standard rations, bonuses, shares, claims, and medical benefits. But brush your teeth because no one includes dental, ever. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part, we are going to cover more details concerning communications, media, entertainment, religion, and law enforcement. This setting is very realistic. Now you can see why the characters in the alien films and the comic books, etc., they are always cracking jokes, because their life is quite depressing, even aesthetically so. There are so many colors of dull brown, dull gray, dull black. Nothing cheerful, nothing enthusiastic about your living space. Payment is low, risk is high, and there is a certain socialist undertone that you will own nothing and you will be happy. Funny how they always say that you will own nothing. They never say we will own nothing. So yes, this is truly a dystopia, and it works perfect with the horror sci-fi ambience of Alien. Thank you for watching this part of the review. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that have been supporting the channel by sending drive-thru RPG gift certificates. If anyone else wants to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.